Slumber Massacre is not the movie you think it's going to be based on posters. It is a interesting movie because it's not really a straight up parody, and it's not really a serious movie. It's kind of both at the same time, I guess. It's not as fun as Tuck and Dale Must Die or Must Fight Evil, whether Tuck and Dale are evil, whatever that movie's called. The one with Alan Tudyk. It's not as funny as that, but it's trying something similar. The only problem is, I say problem, not really problem. The only thing is that it's a sci-fi original, so it's not as visually interesting as this material might be, but in some ways that works because it's like there's this great scene in A Few Times Stupid Gesture where you say the art shouldn't fight the joke, and thinking in this case part of the reason this movie works is because the visuals aren't fighting what's going on, but at the same time it's visually a little flat, and part of me thinks that's because it's a sci-fi original, which makes me wonder why it's on the Arrow streaming service. But then you get to the last part of the movie, and it's genuinely pretty good. Like, the last act of the movie is actually very watchable, which is kind of crazy because there's a period in the middle part of the movie where it's a bit flat and it's not working the way it should be working, but then it starts working towards the end, which is not something I experience that much nowadays, because usually I find that most of movies that I see, the endings kind of suck. And this one, it's actually pretty good. So what would I rate this movie? I very much like this movie. I think it's generally good. It's better than you'd expect it to be. The acting's pretty good. Some of the key sequences aren't amazing, but they're okay. I don't know. It's sort of difficult to say, really, because I think it could be better. I think it's not quite as subversive as it wants to be. It's got a few cool moments in it. It's got a few good lines. It's got some good pace, and the ending's very good. But I don't think it's... I think it's hamstrung by the fact that it's clearly a movie that's made for the Syfy channel, and I don't want to mock Syfy because, I like Kids vs. Aliens on Shudder, and that's very similar, where it's like, here's the idea, here's what we want to do, here's what we're constrained to by budget and things like that. But on the other hand, I think this is very competent, and I think there's a lot to appreciate out of it. I think it's not as funny as it could be, not quite as clever as it could be, and I can't help but go back to visuals. I know I said about they're not fighting the material, but it's still a bit flat. I don't know. It's difficult with things like this because I just have... With Arrow, I have expectations that it's going to be cult stuff which does something different or unique, and I feel like this is so close to being genuinely great, and it's just not quite there. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's so close. I did enjoy watching it, and I would recommend it. You watch it, and I think it tries, and you have to give it that, but it's sort of... more I talk about, more I push down Mark, actually. But it's I've seen a lot of crap recently, and I do think this does not fall into that category of crap. It's, again, competent, it's well shot, it's paced reasonably well, apart from the midsection. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say... I don't know. I think Arrow creates higher expectations, where if it's going to go down in flames, it's going to go down in flames in an interesting way. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So there you go. Slumber Massacre. Enough sequels on Arrow, but maybe I'll catch them again at some point. But for now, I'll see you tomorrow for... I don't even know what next movie is, but I'll see you tomorrow.